So strange. This is my first time actually arriving at the circuit to speak to the people I'll be working with, my team here at Cadwell, and I don't take post until March, but it's surreal.
Yeah.
I met them all for lunch, and just sitting down to lunch with Jonathan Palmer, who's a former Formula One driver, developed the McLaren F1 road car and is going to be my boss, and they flew out to Donington Park, to another racetrack which is now within the group, a recent acquisition, and now I'm here having met the team here at the circuit that I'll be managing. But as you say, I came here when I was 3 years old. I've been here watching, brought my children since, as a TV presenter, been here filming TV shows.
And just standing here now, it's not going to be a bad view, is it, for your office?
No, it's not, although my office is up there near
Not
the car
too far
park,
away.
and I'm told, and I can well imagine that on race days I won't see much of the track action, but it's not about that. It's about knowing that all those thousands of people came away from the event and had a good time, and they're pleased that they spent their money here at Cadwell Park. It's such a big tourist attraction in Lincolnshire that certainly everyone I've mentioned this to knows about Cadwell, but I don't think people quite know how big and high profile it is for the region.
You can just feel the passion coming out of you now.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this. I mean, I've worked in motorsport, but I've always done it on my terms as a freelance presenter, writer, media person, and I've always saved myself and done a normal full-time job because I didn't want to get too close to it in a role that wasn't right and ruin it for myself. So I've saved myself all these years.
Wow.
And then this came up. It came up on Facebook, and one of my producers sent me a message saying, you should go for that. And I did.
When you went for it, did you imagine that you'd actually get the role?
No, and I was such an outside bet. To me, in my mind I was, and I talked myself out of it, talked myself into it, and then when I got an interview, I thought, right, okay. And I actually built a website about why I wanted this job, and it wasn't hard. I mean, I could have written 10 times the amount of things that I wrote, but I put everything into it because this was the big one.
And your family, is it a big part of their lives too?
Huge. Yeah, when my mum and dad used to rally back in the 70s, 80s, and they brought me to events, and then we prepared the car all together, and we, here in Lincolnshire is where I got my best result as a rally driver, with my brother co-driving, my dad helping to mechanic on the car, my mum and my then girlfriend coming to my first ever rally, who's now my wife.
Wow.
And it's a massive family thing.
So it's been a massive part of your life, your wife's life, and now your children.
Huge. And although at that time I lived in East Yorkshire, I now live in North Lincolnshire. Coming across to Cadwell and to this area of the world, Manby, Cadwell, Bimbrook, all the places around here, people talk about Wales and all those places, Scotland being sort of the heart of rallying and motorsport and bike racing, being at Silverstone and Donington and Brands Hatch. But actually, right here in Lincolnshire, we've got a huge motorsport heritage and some really high profile events and some big stories that have come out over the years. There's a big story of Barry Sheen winning here back in the 70s that some of the team were talking about, and some of the guys that have raced here are really big in the motorsport world.